Alright, another reaction video for you guys today. We got a video from the Game Essayist. EA never believed their own lies. Let's say lies instead of lies. But it's early. Anyways, as always, y'all should go into the description box below, see the original video. The original video for every reaction video we do is always linked in the description box below, as well as my links to my Twitch stream and other links to my other channels. But I'm a newbie gamer Archer. Hope you all have a good day. Hopefully I'm good. Let's get right into today's reaction. EA never believes their own lies. I can already kind of like guess what this is about. There was what was it, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago? I don't remember how long ago it was, but EA had came out and they were like, single player games don't sell, and they don't like single player games. They'll never make single player games along those lines. But we're constantly seeing like their best products end up being their single player games.
I feel bad about ripping on EA, as they're already the industry's punching bag, and for good reason. Most companies are either evil like Activision, or stupid like Xbox. But EA is a perfect storm of both idiocy and malice, with both predatory practices and idiotic responses to those practices. But today I'd like to focus on the two dumbest things EA has ever said. The two things that hit closest to home for me personally. That single player is dead. If you can't tell from this channel, I play almost exclusively single player games, for various reasons, the two chief ones being that
we play a variety of games here on this channel and over on Twitch. Single player games, multiplayer games. If it's a game, we play it.
I have no friends, and that I feel like a human wallet every time I play one. Like I'm a lab rat being tested against all the subtle marketing and design choices to get me to spend extra money. It feels dehumanizing and ultimately pointless, as you can never fully complete a multiplayer game. I wouldn't have minded if EA had simply stopped making single-player games, because then I'd just merely stop playing EA games. But here's the thing, when the president of EA said that in 2010, EA never stopped making single-player games. What's even weirder about that year specifically is that in the last 12 months, EA had put out Mirror's Edge, Dragon Age Origins, and a little game called Mass Effect 2, which I, like many others, consider to be the best Western RPG of all time. So when your company is seeing dramatic critical and commercial acclaim from single-player titles, why would the president of the company say they were moving away from them? Not only that, years after
I think it's important to like understand and establish that a lot of presidents or CEOs of companies are tone deaf and actually don't know the temperature of the water. Let's go with that. They don't know what the community actually likes. They generally only see what the marketing team shows them. Like, hey, this is making this much money, this is making that much money. Here you go. They don't actually know the inner workings or what is the community, gravitating towards. It kind of goes to like Ubisoft, their COO or CFO, I forgot which one it was, or CCO, one of those. He literally said that women don't sell video games, so you can't have a female character be the main character. And he made that comment towards Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey wanted to just have Cassandra as the main character, but one of the higher ups of Ubisoft was like, women don't sell games. So Ubisoft, the developers were like, okay, well, we'll find a workaround, Alexios. So the workaround was you can choose to be male or female instead of just being female. And obviously you can tell how tone deaf that is, because there's been numerous women who've been the main characters of video games, and almost all of them have been icons. Again, Lara Croft, Samus, just to name a couple. EA, same thing, because it's president. Single player games are dead. They don't sell. Meanwhile, EA has under its umbrella numerous IPs under their brand that are great, well-known single-player games, like the Mass Effect franchise, like the Dragon Age franchise, like the Dead Space franchise, like Mirror's Edge, and numerous Star Wars games that are now under their umbrella as well. The Jedi Fallen Order, Fallen Survivor. But EA doesn't see, what we're saying. They see what the marketing team's telling them about, hey, Madden and FIFA are making $1 billion a year. Apex makes $1 billion a year. That's what sells, not these single player games. Single player games are dead. That's basically how EA's higher ups see it.
this was said, they never stopped making single player games. All the games I previously mentioned got sequels, one of which won a Game of the Year award, so why would the president say this? Simple, he's a money-grubbing idiot. There are countless studies that prove wealth changes the way you think. Your entire world becomes dollar signs as you make cold and cruel decisions to line your own pockets. And the president simply latched onto the evident truth that multiplayer games make more money than single-player games. But what he failed to consider is that single-player games are often more successful. A single-player game can never die, it can't lose its community or have its servers taken down, it will always be there to trickle in money. While multiplayer eventually fades away and dies, most of them a lot quicker than others. Single-player games constantly trickle in money year after year. While the amount of money they make is undoubtedly less than multiplayer, they're a much safer bet. Now, in business, you can't always do the safe thing. Any good company takes risks to make something untried and different, but declaring that the safe option for making games is dead is completely foolish. Now, that president in particular moved on to the one audience more gullible than the people who buy new sports games every year, Facebook users, as now he's in charge of Farmville. Most recently, EA's Twitter account manager made quite possibly the dumbest brand tweet in this industry's history. What's exceptionally odd about this is that EA was almost exclusively being held up by its single-player games. Obviously, FIFA was still the cash cow for them, as Battlefield was all but abandoned, but they just won their second Game of the Year award for It Takes Two, something not even Nintendo has done yet. What's equally ridiculous is that nearly all of EA's big upcoming titles are single-player, their recent critical successes with Dead Space Remake and Jedi Survivor. Dragon Age Dreadwolf, Iron Man, Mass Effect, this represents a total shift in priorities. And now for the trap of this essay. EA has really been turning it around. When the biggest controversy in the last 12 months is the douche bro that runs your Twitter putting his foot in his mouth, you're doing pretty well. And when you compare that to the monumental mistakes you've made in the past, this is an excellent year for your brand image. Now, a couple good single-player games are nowhere near enough to undo all the harm they've done, but it's the first step towards a better future. I want to close this out by reminding you that a company can't be evil. Its CEO and board can, but the entire company can't. Those in power at EA consist.
It's an important sentence because often people, when they're mad at the monetization that happens in the video game, they lash out towards the developers when it's like developers, they just make the game. They don't really make choices when it comes to like monetization. It's not the developers who are like, hey, games should cost $70. It's not the developers who are going, hey, we need a battle pass or a season pass, or hey, cut off that content right there to sell as DLC. That's not really the developers that do that. That's really the marketing team and the higher ups are like, we need to find ways to monetize this game. What are the ways that you guys have to monetize the game? And they'll listen to what the developers have to say, but generally the marketing team is going to be like, okay, do this, and this, and developers might go, I don't know about that, but at the end of the day, the people who pay the bills are people who pay the bills, and you're going to do what people who pay the bills are telling you to do. So people lash out at developers just make the games. It's not their fault entirely. Like, they do get some blame here and there, but it's not their fault entirely for why a game is as monetized as it is, or as broken as it is. Sometimes the reason why a game's broken and poorly optimized is because they had a date set by the higher ups, and they had to make that deadline date, and they couldn't freaking get a delay, so they just went ahead and released it. And now they're gonna do all these patches and things like that. So you have to like be more thoughtful when it comes to like where you aim negative comments, because it's not necessarily always the developer's fault.
Consistently screw up in phenomenal ways, but the teams at BioWare, Motive, and Respawn are just trying to make the best games possible. And you know what? I think they're succeeding.
Alright, short video, good video, something like not even 5 minutes long. Not even 5 minute long. Like, the actual reaction itself is gonna be lower than the actual video, as always. Like it'd be double. But yeah, it's a pretty solid video. I'm gonna leave him a like. Only 11 likes. Oof. And here, I'm going a little tangent here. 531 views, only 13 likes. I just liked the video, and you should too. Watch the original video. Link to the original video in the box below. Always watch the original video when people do reactions, and show the original creator some love. It's a struggle. As someone who's also a small content creator, I have just a little more subscribers than he does. I have like 372, so like not even like that many more. And it's like it gets heartbreaking when you as a content creator, you see like your ratios. It's like, oh, I got 1,000 views, but I only got 10 likes. It's like the biggest things that help us grow is this right here. Not necessarily this, like that helps as well, the subscriber count. But the biggest thing that help a content creator grow is this right here, the like button, because this tells YouTube algorithm, which is machine, that people are vibing with this video, push this content out there to other people, so be in recommendation boxes and things like that. It tells the algorithm that people will like this kind of content, so they'll start pushing that content, and you'll start seeing more and more of this person. Like, I might not ever see this guy again if I don't subscribe to him, because the viewers aren't liking the video.
Battlefield. So
I was
I've been
next
playing Battlefield
that's gonna be a future reaction video. Accidentally freaking hit the side button on my mouse, you know, and only like freaking 2 comments. You know, it says 6, but most of the replies, it's like, you know, someone mentioned, oh my god, that voice, his, you know, it's possible that his voice might be why people didn't hit the like button. You know, it is a voice. I'm not gonna say it's a bad voice or anything like that, but it's a different voice than you'll be used to in content creation. But yeah, like it help us grow. Yeah, that will always be like the biggest ask when it comes to it. Always hit the like button, because the like button does wonders for a small content creator. So yeah, show him some love, hit the like button. It doesn't show that I liked it, but I did like it. Yeah, that's it for this reaction video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all stay safe. You guys another B-Boy Nubis. Follow me on Twitch, links from the box below. And you know what to do. All these algorithm likes. I'm out of here. Deuces.